Welcome back, and now we are in the Vibe segment, and I have the great pleasure of introducing Donna Mack from DMAC Voice Productions. How are you, Donna?
I am so happy to be here, Christina. Thank you so much for having me.
And now you are an entrepreneur, you have your own business, and you also are a DJ on WSRS.
Right.
That's great. And you work with people on voice.
I do. I tell people when they ask, what is DMAC Voice Productions? And, I do a lot of different things, but basically what I tell them is I help people clearly and confidently communicate their messages. And there are so many different ways to do that, sometimes through straight voiceover work, sometimes through teaching people how to speak better, eliminate their regionalisms and help them relax and calm down and things like that, but also through creating inspirational audio pieces, whether it be to burn CDs and to deliver to family, friends, business acquaintances, or as downloadables now as well.
Oh, that's great. So you have these audio products, which coming from New York, we were like the case studies of every, self-help guru. And we would always buy, back then it was tapes, we'd always buy the tapes, and I'd listen to it on everything on I am a goddess, I am wonderful, I am affluent, I am beautiful. And so you're talking about these type of inspirational audio?
Absolutely. And how do you feel after you hear something like that? You feel wonderful.
Amazing.
You feel like a goddess and you feel ready to go. But then what happens? Real life gets in the way.
Right.
So I think it's a really valuable thing to do because it helps people not only listen, but listen over and over again. Because you'll probably agree that even the healthy of us forget.
Yes.
We get caught up in real life, and it's just wonderful to be able to plug in whenever you want. And in this day and age, 24/7 with the onset of technology.
And it's almost like a mantra, like I'm a runner. So when I'm running, what gets me through those miles, and I love doing it because it's like meditation.
Right.
You just keep repeating things that calm you or you can visualize. So your audio products offer that. Can you use them for meditations too, for meditation?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I recently produced one specifically for sleep. Because so many people at the end of the day, in any given day, good things happen and not so good things happen. And what do women in particular usually do at the end of the day? They lie there and they think of all the things that went wrong.
Right.
This audio is meant to help people end their day on a positive note instead of a negative note.
Well, I'm going to get it because I have to tell you, I always put Chick Corea on to help me go to sleep when my mind is racing.
Right.
So I'm going to get it. And another thing that I used to listen to is the ocean sounds or rain. So I'm definitely going to get it, and I'll come back and report on this as well.
And it's also a fact that when you have better sleep, you have a better life.
Absolutely.
It helps with the aging process and everything else in between.
And believe me, we all want to feel youthful, so we have that energy the next day.
And look better too.
And look better too, yeah. So one of the topics that, and as we speak, your website comes up, so people can purchase these or learn more about them through your website?
They could either purchase them or create their own. So many people knock on my door and they say, I'm a professional speaker. I know how to motivate audiences. I want to create one of these products. We also had the doctor who was on this show not long ago. We spoke behind the scenes a little bit. He has all these wonderful messages that he delivers one-on-one with people. But if he's able to create a product, then he's able to, change the universe. He's able to really motivate the masses.
And even for ourselves, as you said, once we plug in and we listen to it, because we're always constantly bombarded by so many things, by music, different music and messages coming through the music and then radio and TV. So it's good to have something where we can just unwind and even put in our car.
Right.
One of my favorite things to do is when I'm driving to put something about I am wealthy, I am affluent, I am, just sort of like.
You also spoke earlier about being able to see the finished product.
Yes.
To having a vision of what you would like to be, where you would like to be, say in a year or 2 years or 5 years. And I think by putting these positive messages in your life, it'll help clear the clutter, so to speak. Because you know what, there are always going to be negative messages.
Right.
But the goal is to unplug from the negative and plug into the positive.
It is.
Because, I don't know, I feel as though the world is shifting.
It is.
You know, we've had so much negativity specifically in this country, and everything's been very monetarily oriented, kind of me oriented, as opposed to giving back to society and giving back to the world. And it's my hope that these positive messages help with the shift.
Well, we're not medical professionals, but the studies do show that with positive thinking and creating the vibration around you. A topic I do want to touch upon, because living in Manhattan, there was a strong regional accent. And coming back to Worcester, there's a strong regional accent, Worcester accent. And so you help people address this accent so they can become de-regionalized, or at least address it. So talk to us about, let's just talk about the sort of the New England accent and sometimes what that portrays to us, so for us to be aware of that.
You know, it's funny, you're from Worcester originally, I'm from Rhode Island originally, and I think what really helped me was not only my schooling, but also the fact that I started in the radio industry in Connecticut. And for some strange reason, you'd figure Connecticut would have a bizarre accent because it's sandwiched right between New York and Boston. But for some strange reason, they know how to speak in Connecticut. They're very eloquent, and it was very helpful for me, having entered the radio industry and living there for a couple of years. So the goal is, what I try to teach people to do is to basically sound generic.
Yes.
So no matter where they are in the country, or sometimes in the world, nobody will know where they're from. And I often tell people to listen to the Today Show, you know, to listen to not necessarily local newscasters, but regional newscasters and national newscasters. So
that's a little technique you can offer. Just listen to like Diane Sawyer or some of the talk show people on the, you know, on talk show people on TV and all. And also maybe listening to yourself, maybe tape record your voice,
and critiquing yourself, absolutely, because everybody has a little something going on. Maybe it's the INGs you don't put at the end of words, or certainly ours.
Or the
There's
Donna,
some tricks.
It's so great to have you here. Again, why don't you just tell us your website? Again, I know it's going to pop up, but tell us about your website so we can get on there and learn more about you.
Oh, thank you. My website is dmacvoice.com, so it's simply dmacvoice.com, and I do hope you go and visit.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It was great. This has been a terrific show. We hope you enjoyed City Vibes Metro and found our guests interesting and exciting, and tune in each week or log on to cityvibesmetro.com, and where you will learn about all these topics that we discuss, and it affects our busy contemporary lifestyles. In fact, we encourage you to send in your questions and we'll try to answer them or bring a guest who can answer them. And let's thank our title sponsor, Commerce Bank, and the others who make this program possible. Good night for now, and have a terrific, upbeat week.
Wake up, Worcester! I'm Hank Stoltz, inviting you to join me every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 8 as we meet with the newsmakers about the day's top stories and bring you up to date on great events happening in the area. I can walk out and feel pretty good about them. You kind of were able to infuse this can-do spirit. Worcester has probably grown up enough. So up and at 'em, everyone. Let Wake Up Worcester get you out the door Tuesday and Thursday mornings, well-informed with a smile on your face. Wake Up Worcester, only on your hometown station, Charter TV3.